That's okay. So we are going to tell a story with these few pictures that are right over here that tell of some of the best and most important characters from the story we just told. So who either Deacon Kent just read the story, which you might have heard here at the back, or we just sang about it. Who are some of the most important people and characters in the Christmas story? Patrick? Or Henry, I mean? I do that every time. You said the wise men, and you said Mary and Joseph. So you got two of our pictures here, Mary and Joseph. Mary and Joseph were who, Henry? Jesus' mom and dad on earth, yeah. And then, okay, so Mary and Joseph, they're on their way in this picture here, walking. They had to go somewhere. Jack Collier. Who else? Who else is the important character of the story? The wise men, yeah, we don't see them in this picture yet. You know why? Because they don't come until the 12th day of Christmas. Christmas actually lasts 12 days. They're still over here, do you see behind my board, making their way. They'll get there on a day that's called Epiphany. In 12 days. Teddy? The angel. Right over here, the angel. The angel is the one who tells Mary a long time ago, 9 months ago, that she was going to have Jesus. But also the angel is the one who showed up and talked to some other important people here that a Savior and a baby had been born. And the angel always says these 3 words that are really important. The angel always says, do not be afraid. 4 words. Do not be afraid. That's what angels always say to everybody that they talk to. Do not be afraid. I think that's an important thing for us to remember. Who else have we heard about here? There's one person that seems like it. Shepherds. Shepherds were the people that the angels showed up to. Shepherds were folks who worked out in the fields, and nobody really thought they were very important. But that tells us something about who God is, that God shows up in places we don't expect and tells us good news. Shepherds. So we've heard about Mary and Joseph and angels and shepherds. And there's somebody else in this story that seems awfully important to the day. Jack? I'm sorry? The innkeeper. That's interesting. So this thing down here says a decree. Mary and Joseph were on their way because the ruler, the emperor, told them that they had to go register. So she was about to have a baby, and she had to leave her house. And she had to be on the way. And while she was on the way, she had a baby. But there was no space for them. Sometimes Christmas is about figuring out where there's no space in our hearts and how we might make more space for God to come into our hearts. And the one last person that everybody we haven't named yet is the most important person of all. Friend. Sheep. Well, to some people, yeah. To some people, maybe. Gus. Jesus, Gus, thank you. I'm so happy you said that. Thank you. You warmed this old priest's heart. Baby Jesus, right? Born as a baby. Did you know that everybody expected Jesus, the Savior, to come as like a military ruler? Somebody who had all kinds of power. And Jesus, the one who would save the world, came as a baby. So all of these pictures and characters are kind of separate things that come together, right? All of them, I stuck them up here because I'm trying to do something that might keep your guys' attention for a minute. How? I'm just that good. I'm just that good. Also tape. All of these pictures, all of these characters come together to tell us, to make one big whole picture of the story that says, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and God appeared, bringing salvation to all. Do not be afraid, for I am bringing you good news of great joy. That's what I want you to know tonight. Don't be afraid. There's good news. Jesus has been born tonight, and the whole world rejoices. All right, you can go back to your people. Thank you. Take it off. When can you take it off? Yeah. I don't know the rules around the costumes. We were a donkeyless pageant tonight, I noticed, but we'll overcome that. You can take off there. All right, big shift, big change of pace here. Tomorrow morning, there's something really great that's going to happen. It's not anything involving presents or anything like seeing your family. Tomorrow morning, the world's largest telescope is set to be launched. The world's largest telescope is set to be launched from somewhere on the northeastern coast of South America tomorrow morning. One of the incredible things about this is it will go 1 million miles into space. It will take a month to unfurl. And it will see some of the first galaxies of the world. It will see galaxies and stars and suns and planets that we've never seen. It's kind of amazing to think about that tonight we celebrate is that the God who made those stars that we have never seen, the God who made the stars that we will never see, is born to us, to you, tonight. Isn't that an incredible thing? Some of my family is here, but my sister isn't, so I'd like to tell the story about her. You'll hear me tell it often. But when my siblings and I were little, we always were in the Christmas pageant. And one year, my sister Sarah was in the pageant, and our pastor said to her, Sarah, are you excited for the Christmas pageant this year? And her response was, yes, but do we have to do the same story again this year? You know, I think we all feel that sometimes. And sometimes its familiarity loses its power. Sometimes the ways that we've heard it so much mean that we sort of start to gloss over the details. But if you'll notice, tonight, a baby was born where there was no room. A baby was born when nobody thought they could. A baby was born to people who had no power or authority. A baby was born in all kinds of unexpected places. And the truth about tonight is that that same baby is born across the world in halls of power, on death rows, in jail cells, in border towns, in world capitals, and here, to you. Do not be afraid. There is good news of great joy tonight. Merry Christmas.